Greetings, salutations, live long and prosper. What's up, Airsofters? Welcome back to the latest episode of the Not So Round Table. George and I are here to answer questions. That's it. We're gonna take our masks off now.
It's late in the day here at Evike.com. It's like 3 p.m., so that's why we're on the other side of the building behind this shipping container here. As our wonderful backdrop as we bring you the last NSRT of 2020.
The last, hopefully, 2021 is a better year.
I mean...
Don't jinx it.
I'm sorry. It's just wishful thinking, I guess.
I mean, let's put it this way. I would say that this year has been a very interesting year. It's been a challenging year in some aspects. It's been an interesting year in other aspects. It's been a tough year for some people. You know, it's definitely been one that I think everybody will remember, but everybody will want to forget.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right.
I mean, we're almost New Year's. Like, at least we're kind of at the home stretch now. We can just, you know, everybody have a good holiday, have a good holiday shopping, hopefully, you know, you're still able to see some family and stuff like that, really make the most of the holidays. Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right, because by the time they see this,
yes,
it has been Thanksgiving. Happy holidays to you, no matter what holiday you celebrate.
I mean, I think most people in the U.S. celebrate Thanksgiving.
No, I mean, like, for the happy holidays for, like, you know, the December holidays. Happy December holidays.
Happy December holidays. Well, I can't speak today.
Some updates in terms of upcoming projects and content. If you guys tuned into our Customer Appreciation Week earlier this year, we did that because we couldn't have an Airsoft Con, because gathering in such large amounts of people was very risky, and so we did a whole week of customer appreciation where we did a whole bunch of giveaways and things. But moving into 2021, when we traditionally would be at SHOT Show, things again will be different. So you may see us do some different product announcements, some new product features and things, but not from SHOT Show. So make sure you're tuned into our social media, you know, at the beginning of the year, where we're going to be, you know, talking about some newer products and some exciting news that's going to be coming down the pipeline, both for Evike.com and for other manufacturers and vendors, you know, in the airsoft industry. Yeah,
we got some recent EMG updates. We have some new stuff finally come in. The Island Barrel TTI just came in, which looks cool, pumped. Yeah. We have the blue utility was pretty cool looking as well. So those are two good guns to check out from EMG. Yeah. Those would have probably been spotlighted on at SHOT Show, but they will not be this time around. And
because we are getting into the holiday season, I'm sure you guys have plenty of holiday shopping to do. If you haven't already done it, you're running out of time. Given the whole COVID situation, shipping times, inventory times across the internet are longer, delayed, out of stock. So if you haven't finished your shopping yet, I urge you to finish whatever shopping you want to do as soon as possible so that we can get things out to you by the holidays.
Yeah, I think the most important thing to remember is, you know, we're dependent on the carriers, and the carriers are going to probably be a little bit overwhelmed this year, just due to probably less shopping in stores and more shopping online than before. That's at least, you know, what some people are saying. So just keep in mind that carrier delays may happen. Yeah,
and if you're anything like me, you've solved your holiday shopping problem already by not doing any.
not doing any.
Just haven't spent any money. But with all that out of the way, let's hit the questions for our Not So Round Table episode. Hopefully, we got some good questions for you guys.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea what questions are in here because it's been a while.
Thankfully, it's been long enough that we've forgotten.
This is from episode 5, 6 years ago. Waffle House Gaming asks, do young players change your experience in Airsoft? Meaning, like, you know, that's a pretty good question. But, you know, if you're at a field and you see a younger Airsofter, you know, I'd say probably sub 15.
Yeah.
Sub 14 maybe.
Yeah.
And okay. What do you think?
You know, it's kind of a mixed bag, right? Because you've got younger, shorter Airsoft players that, if they're reasonably seasoned or confident in their playing, they can get into places and move undetected into places where us taller, older Airsoft players just can't get to. And so they present a really tactical advantage for a team, especially in CQB, where they can get under windows and through barriers much more quickly. So they can have a huge force of swing on any match, right? They can really make or break any match. On the other hand, the double-edged sword is a lot of younger players are also newer to the game. And with that newness to the game comes a certain amount of timidness when it comes to taking barriers or going around corners or clearing objectives. And so there's that fine balance between, having a respect for and feeling a necessity for younger, smaller players to accomplish objectives, but also as a more seasoned player, knowing that I, myself, and players around me who are more seasoned need to be much, much better at, including and being inclusive of younger players and making them feel like they're part of the game.
I think it kind of gets into the line of there's so many different styles, and what I mean by maybe not styles, but so much different ways to play Airsoft. If maybe you're into milsim and you want to just be in that adult-only crowd, and you want to be a hardcore milsim game, or even a medium level milsim game, or op, or a national level event, whatever you want to call it. Maybe you're really into that, and that's what you're only into. Maybe you like to go play at your field, and then you get some of the younger audience, whether they're 17, 16, 15, or younger, and then maybe you play at a local indoor arena, and maybe you do have like the birthday parties come in, and they rent the guns, they want to try out Airsoft, and you get the younger players. And the key thing is, I think, with that is to understand when you're playing with the public, where anybody can come and play, you need to be cognitive that maybe there are going to be younger airsofters who might be more timid, might be younger, might not be as experienced, might not be as might even be afraid of getting hit sometimes.
I mean, we were all there. We literally all started there.
And the thing is maybe they're there with their dad or their older brother or something like that. Like it's really important to kind of just like cue them in and try to, when you, in my opinion, if you're of a player like ourselves who have played a lot of different high level events and stuff like that, if I go and play a public game and I see, I have nothing against kids being there, because I'm there to just enjoy myself, and they're there to enjoy themselves. And that is the future of the sport.
Yeah.
And
well,
if you want, or the sport or hobby,
worse than starting a hobby alone.
Yeah, no, Airsoft is Airsoft. If you are not with a group of people, it is really hard to continue Airsofting. I guarantee you that it is. If you just play only by yourself and you don't have a group of friends that you play with, I'm sure you have a harder time wanting to go play Airsoft as much. But then again, it's also a meeting place to meet new people and stuff like that too. So, I mean, I would say it doesn't ruin my experience, because if I'm interacting with those players, I'm at a public situation where I'm already just really kind of laid back about my experience anyway.
Yeah. Oftentimes it also makes the experience better, right? Because you can impart some knowledge or style of play on somebody that, would have otherwise, had they been more experienced, told you like, you don't know what you're talking about. So it's kind of an impressionable, person, like, hey, I can make them a better player. I can make them, play like that I'm used to. And so, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think we can all agree, one of our favorite things about Airsoft is really being able to have that, a few moments that you remember from a game where you just, got your energy pumped up, and that's what people like, is that moment where you just do something cool.
Yeah.
So then try to help that kid who's new have that experience.
Yeah.
And then they'll come back
and be targets for the next game.
Yeah.
All right.
Or they'll shoot you in the back.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we've got a question from episode 70 from Nicholas Lacey. Dear Insert, I have a girlfriend and I play Airsoft. Do you?
Do you still? Is this from a new episode?
Well, this was 5 years ago. You may still have this girlfriend.
You might be married now. Who knows?
If this is not your wife, if it is your wife, congratulations. If it didn't work out, I hope you still have Airsoft. But dear Insert, I have a girlfriend and I play Airsoft. Which do I give up?
Wait,
Thanks,
it's an ultimatum?
Which do I give? It sounds like he's being forced to give one or the other up.
There's one important thing with significant others in terms of your hobbies or whatever it is you do. And that is, if you are really dedicated to something, whether it's I'm into cars, or if you're into this type of sport, with you going to the sports bar every Sunday to watch football with your buddies, whatever it may be, most guys out there have one thing that they will not give up.
That's true.
And if you're being asked to change, then that person probably isn't for you. I'm gonna be straight up.
Or you really didn't love that pastime as
No,
much
like
as
I
you
said,
think you do.
you have to evaluate it if you really truly love it. Meaning that if you really truly love it, you're really having this debate,
Yeah.
girlfriend or.
I can't give up painting my Warhammer 40K figurines.
Is that something your girlfriend tries to make you give up?
No.
Okay.
But I also don't. I
Yeah.
don't do that anymore. So.
You're just using it as an example.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I'm just
you
trying
know,
to
like
trying to put myself in someone's shoes.
so. There's certain hobbies and things I would have a really hard time giving up, even if I but if that person truly loves you, they wouldn't ask you to give it up.
That's true. Unless his decision is financially motivated.
If it's financially motivated, keep the stuff you have. You just don't have to play as often.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, it's not like a car, for example. Like
Yeah.
if you're a car guy and you're putting all your money in your car, and you can't put your money in your car anymore because your girlfriend, future wife, wants you to not put money into the car, then I guess you're in a tough place there.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Or just leave her at a rest stop. All right, next.
Rest stop or bus stop?
Rest stop.
Okay, wow. Oh,
All right, next question. That's well said. I had nothing to add. George's point was perfect.
This is actually really funny. This is from episode 70. I think we pulled this off of Roger's last day episode. And it said, "Dear insert, Roger and guest." This is really funny because Roger is right over
Roger's
there.
literally behind the camera.
Were any of you in the Boy Scouts?
Roger, you want to answer this?
Roger, were you in the Boy Scouts?
Guys, this is what a holiday episode. We're joined by Roger.
So I was in the Cub Scouts,
Okay.
to which then, being a Mexican in Tennessee is not a fun time in the early 90s. And some complications with
Yeah.
being up there.
Yeah.
But I did not regret my time.
You do not regret your time as a Cub Scout?
No, it was great.
Yeah.
Did some recycling.
Yeah. Did you use the
some
slot
survival
car
tools.
racing? Did you do the slope? The Pinewood Derby cars?
Oh,
No,
Pinewood with
it
Derby was fun.
Boats.
What? You guys did
Carving little
boats?
wooden boats and
Oh,
then racing
that
them
would-
down a creek.
That's cool. That's very Tennessee feeling.
So you didn't go to the brown shirt? You only stayed in the blue shirt?
Wait, you guys had blue shirts. I was in.
Cub Scouts had blue shirts until you get to a certain level.
What color was orange? Was that Tiger Scouts? Is that a thing?
I don't remember. Like I was in Boy Scout or Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts until probably.
Tiger Scouts. So it's Cub Scouts.
Sixth grade?
And then you move on to Tiger Scout.
I was in the orange one.
I think that was. I don't know. We'd have to really look.
Or
This
maybe
up.
that's like a California thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I
Hi,
didn't do it
Roger,
for very long.
welcome.
Hello. No, Cub Scouts was great. I had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
And I ended up just quitting because of, I think the focus was school.
Yeah.
It was so long ago. But
Yeah.
yeah, camping, wood carving, survival, and then basic knots.
Yeah,
Learn your knots.
learn your knots, and they're paying dividends now because you use knots often.
What knots do you see on here?
Well, no, I mean not on your current rig. You use them in filmmaking.
Roger is setting up a camera for a video shoot we're doing tomorrow at Battle Lab. So it's just kind of funny that this question popped up.
Yeah,
That's. I pulled this question from your video, 5 years ago. We were talking about that in the car. How long it's been?
Yeah. Not long enough. But I gotta hand it to people that are able to do.
So I know one person who is an Eagle Scout.
Okay.
I don't think I would have I enjoyed parts of Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, but not enough to have it take priority over other hobbies and
Right.
activities I was doing. I'd much rather play soccer or
Right.
hockey than go to Cub Scout meetings.
And that's what I mean. Like I really commend people that are able to stick with like one focus for that long. Because especially when you're a kid and your interests are so varied, especially as you get older and get into junior high and high school and things, like keeping that one passion is really,
Yeah.
really tough.
Want to draw another question? 'Cause
Yeah.
that was pretty funny. That's irony and special guest coming
Whoa,
out.
big one. No way. All right. Apparently, this is from episode 1.
Woo!
Yeah. But, the good episode 1. Not the one with Anakin.
You mean that annoying little brat?
Yeah. This one's from John Ungst. And his first sentence is, the last name is pronounced Ungst.
Oh, okay.
I started an Airsoft team. I have a few core guys, but everybody struggles to get to the meetings, get the loadout, and play games out at local fields. how would you suggest motivating them to come and be part of the team? I don't want to kick them out, but something needs to be done to get them motivated. Follow-ups, how do you keep a team running or take it serious?
It's judging by the question, it seems like maybe the level of what he wants to build
Right.
is different from what maybe some of his other friends or teammates want to build.
Right.
And so you just have to find the right people for what you want to build.
Yeah.
There are some people who have created their own niche, like hardcore groups, in the Milsim West scene specifically, or
Yeah.
some other games where they have like a group of 8 to 10 to 15 or more people who are really dedicated to practicing certain things and
Right.
and running as a group and running even specific loadouts,
Yeah.
whether it's like the Task Force Mayhem guys or whatever who have specific loadouts that are more period correct or more that not when I'm saying period correct, I mean like early 2000s
Yeah.
or late 2000s kind of kit for a specific unit.
Well, I think the thing that separates groups like that from other teams that really aren't able to get together that often is many of the successful teams, and by successful I mean teams that meet regularly and play together often, many of those successful teams are born of groups that played at the same games and same fields before they became friends and teammates. I have always found it more difficult to get my friends that really weren't into Airsoft as much as I was into Airsoft with me and to get them to go play. And I found it much easier to try to team up with guys that I was seeing at my local field regularly. And then because you're clearly all on a similar schedule to see each other enough, that's much easier to make a team out of than trying to pull your friends from maybe another hobby. I will also say that having a team size that is larger than is necessary will help fill in the gaps. What I mean is, a force-on-force game, at the time I was running on a team, might have allowed for a squad size of like 5 or 6 at any given time. If it was a 10-on-10 game or a 20-on-20 game, the most they let on a team play together was about 6 people, right? Mm-hmm. So we had about 14 people on the team. And then whoever was available would show up. And that made it really easy to get together and play, because if so-and-so couldn't make it, somebody else could. And so most of the time we had enough to put together a squad of 6 dudes. And whoever couldn't make it, it wasn't such a big deal because we weren't relying on, if our team was only 6 people and one guy couldn't make it, then it was no fun. And so I'd say, maybe expand your roster a little bit. If you've only got 5 or 6 guys or 3 or 4 guys and you're constantly having problems with scheduling, maybe try to open the team up to hold more people, or maybe people that you've met at your local field. And again, the larger you make the group of people that you play with, the more likelihood you're going to have to be able to play at the same time.
Find people who are like-minded in terms of want to build what you want.
Yeah.
And the thing is there's a whole multitude of different teams. There's some teams that, like my team is a good example of we're all people who met playing Airsoft. We don't know each other really. I only know one of my other teammates because I worked with him.
Right.
And then one of who I work with now. But a few that I worked with, and that's it. Everybody else we've met through the team.
But that made it really easy because you guys all played already.
Yes, and we still all play.
Yeah,
and keep in mind, this is, for me, with that team is 12 years.
Yeah.
For Leonard, it's since 2003. Since some of the other guys, 2003. We've had friends of ours pass away. We've had a bunch of, we're diehard friends, but we're only friends really with Airsoft.
Yeah.
Or if we do like a barbecue, we'll all go hang out.
Yeah.
But it's not just like that's my only circle of friends. I have other circle of friends as well. I'm not going to mix my hockey friends or my friends are back from home with this. It just
Again,
doesn't
because
mix.
it's not like those interests necessarily align.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think the best advice we have is find like-minded people and people who are playing Airsoft at the level that you want to play at.
And a real quick touch on kind of the second half of the question was, how do I get everybody to dress alike? You got
to find people
who
who
buy the same gear. And I think the reality is, Airsoft is so individual, in terms of how you want to look and the gun that you want to rock. So finding a group of people that all want to run the same gear, find that same gun, is really rare, even for diehard airsofters. Like, it's very few and far between that you find more than 2 or 3 guys running to all run the same exact kit. I can only think of one really infamous team that comes to mind that all ran basically the same loadout.
Yeah.
And you don't really hear from them very much at all anymore anyway. I think it'd be an easier sell for you if you're trying to create a team to pick an accessory of clothing that you can all wear, a tag that's a certain color, or maybe you all run one orange pouch for some reason, or like you might all choose one item that you guys all collectively have a patch, for example, that makes you all a team. Yeah.
If you guys run a specific BDU, pick something that's unique.
Right.
If that. It's a lot easier to get people to spend $60 on a pair of BDUs than it is for people to spend $200 plus $300 on a specific loadout, especially if you want to have it change over time.
And it doesn't even have to be an entire BDU set. I remember TAC Force guys, we all just ran tan tops.
Yeah,
like you wear whatever the hell you want, whatever kind of vest you want, whatever kind of pants.
For us, it was Tiger Stripe and it was AKs. It was just it was just simple.
Yeah.
But were there guys who showed up without AKs every once in a while? Yeah.
And thankfully, most of you liked AKs, and that's why it worked.
Yeah. It works. And then then M4 platform or AR-15 platforms got better.
Well, it's funny because
as soon as the trigger MOSFET came out, as soon as those started coming into the scene, I've not touched my AK at all.
Yeah.
And I'm going to trick out my AK. I'm in the process of doing it. I did it and then I broke it.
Yeah.
And I have to fix
it again.
It's
still in pieces, right?
Yeah, it's still in pieces now. So then
all of us ran M4s except Kevin, who was the only person on the team to run a P90. Why? Oh no, wait.
But wasn't it a P90 with an AR mag?
Yeah, it was a P90 with a box mag.
Well.
Yeah, I think Russell might have run. No, I think Russell had a machine pistol, the ICS. The M4 without a stock. Yeah.
But but he
was also like 3 feet tall. So
if you can get everybody to maybe if it depends, if for example, if you want to try to match with BDUs, try to match with a patch. A pouch is a good idea.
Yeah. Just one thing to.
Yeah, and then maybe a platform. Maybe everybody runs M4s.
Yeah.
That's not that hard to do, to be honest with you.
These days, for sure. Yeah.
If you want everybody to run period-specific AKs or something, you might have a hard time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, should we wrap it up with one last question?
We'll have to do some new questions for 2021, guys. So make sure you're commenting below.
Oh yeah. If you guys want to start the new year off with a bang, make sure you're putting your questions that you want answered in the comment section below.
Because we need more questions
related to Airsoft. Yeah.
We need more questions to answer. This is from episode 1 as well. This is from Ben. Love the series.
Thanks.
Episode 1.
Thanks, Ben.
What exactly is the difference between milsim and regular airsoft? We kind of touched on it.
This was 5 years ago. I guess it was pretty fresh on the scene back then, I guess.
5 years ago, yeah,
It wasn't, though. John Lou's been doing events for
John Lou's been doing events for a long
years.
time. American Milsim's been around, I think they're at
least
8 years or 9 years. So, what's the difference? I don't know.
I would say level of organization.
To a degree.
Player capacity, and specific rule sets. So I'd say the only difference for most games is going to require you to wear a certain uniform, specific rule set.
Yes.
Be of a very specific FPS cap for that event promoter, and will have specific rules with regard to unit size, movement, and are usually objective based as opposed to just being capture the flag or force on force games.
Yeah.
Other than that, and the sheer number of people that play, right? Because on most pickup games on the weekend at most fields are 50, 100 people maybe.
Yeah, some places if you go to the more popular fields, there might be 200, something like that. But
and that's kind of where milsim games start, is about 200 people.
Yeah. Even a small one would be about 250, 300.
Yeah.
So I would say the length of the game versus with regular games, you play for, let's say, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, go back to the car, reload, get some water, all that kind of stuff, versus, every milsim game has their own You know, if it's John Liu, you're usually playing for like a 3-hour time frame, then a break. If you're doing AMS, you're usually playing for a 12-hour window for the first day.
Is it that long?
Yeah, it's that. Yeah.
So do we just like walk off the field?
Yeah,
and
you
take
don't.
break?
You
okay.
take your break when
I was
you
like,
want to.
I don't think I follow the rules. I don't know. All right.
And then you know, obviously, like at MSW, you're doing the full 40 hours. So
I can't do that.
I mean, you get to sleep still.
I don't want to get shot in my sleep.
You don't get shot in your sleep.
I'm such a pansy. I don't want to do milsim West.
You
I'm
like
sorry.
backpacking, though.
I do. I don't want to get shot while I'm doing it, though.
I
don't
have
know,
never
whatever.
been shot while sleeping.
Really?
No.
I don't know. Jet's horror stories of like midnight raids on people's camps and stuff.
Yeah, but that's usually only against people like who know other people. On the
Oh, I
other,
see.
like it's not like somebody's gonna go murk some rando.
I was gonna say, I imagine Mason would like sneak in the middle of the night, 3 a.m, just like gotcha, and then
Honestly,
stab him.
at that point, I'd rather sleep.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, pulling a 5 a.m. watch is pretty bad. Maybe 4 a.m. I don't remember. But
Yeah.
I'd say those are the biggest difference. And
Yeah.
then that's about it. Probably the organization, like you said, rules.
Yeah. If you haven't done a military simulation series airsoft game of any promoter, I encourage you to do it. Even if it's not your thing, it's worth the cost of entry to go and to experience it, just to broaden your horizons for airsoft. Just as I also encourage you, if you're purely a milsim player, to go to a weekend game and enjoy.
milsim only people. This was a problem probably around the time this question was asked.
Yeah.
And it was specifically related to SoCal milsim groups going to specific SoCal milsim games.
Yeah.
And it was always adults would get very angry about getting shot.
Right.
Or of just really strange things about whatever it may be. And it's just like, you guys need to go down to SC Village for a day and play regular airsofters for a minute and just get yourself in check.
And that's why I mention that, is because it's worth seeing the other side of the fence, right? But it's also, you know, it's nice to just not take it seriously.
Yes.
You know, go to a game and just have fun and not worry about, you know, rules and units and organization and 300 people. Just go to have fun and play for 10 minutes at a time and relax and you know, unwind a bit. So I encourage you, if you're stuck in a rut of only doing one style of airsoft play, try something different. If you've never done speed soft, give it a try. Slim down. Don't carry any extra mags on you. Do a game, a 5-minute game with only a pistol or only an AEG with 1 mag. See if you can last. Have fun with it. Get outside your comfort zone. Do something different. And with that, thank you for tuning into the final Not So Round Table of 2020. It's been a hell of a year. Holy moly. But you've made it, and you've made it with us, and we've made it. And for all of the struggles and the difficulty and the stressors of this year, we hope you were able to make the best of it given the situation. And we can't wait to see what happens in 2021. We're all hoping for a much better year. But no matter how things turn out, we're all going to do it together. And it's going to be a great time. So if you have any questions related to airsoft, anything at all, or even if you have a question not related to airsoft, something you'd like to ask George or myself that we've never answered, please put that in the comments section below. We read all the comments.
A lot of questions.
And we've answered a lot of questions. So if you haven't watched all the Answered episodes, great thing to do over the holidays while you're on lockdown.
Yeah, how many of those do we have? We're not going to lockdown again, are we?
I don't know. We're on 152, I think, now.
Oh, wow.
As you can see, the helmets are getting quite empty, and we need more questions, so we're counting on you guys to ask those questions. We can't wait to hear from you. Happy holidays.
Happy
Good
holidays.
luck with your holiday shopping.
Have an amazing new year.
Yeah. Have an amazing new year.
And we'll see you January 1st of 2021 maybe, or maybe later. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Bye. Bye, Mason.